Things are changing. People are speaking about things they never would have dared speak about before. Me and you were speaking about them, but not reporters, not politicians, not the mainstream media. But now they feel emboldened now because they realise the public's on their side and they're speaking about these things. The vast majority of our problems in the UK and in the West is down to mass immigration. It's not down to individual migrants, it's down to mass immigration. And let's look at this article here, productivity. That basically means how much a worker produces at the end of the month, at the end of the year. How much value have they produced? How much money have they produced per worker? And we've been stagnant now for decades and decades. And you think, why? Why can't our workers produce more? Well, that's because we rely on cheap foreign labour. Now, if we had no cheap foreign labour, what would happen? Oh, Nick, the economy would collapse. Would it? I'll tell you what will happen. First of all, wages would go up. Now, that's maybe not great for inflation, not great for the bosses, not great for us as consumers. It's great for the workers though, isn't it? I sound like a communist now. It's great for the workers. Of course it is. We need to pay people what they're worth, and the market decides what you're worth. So without cheap immigration, we would be all on better wages. That's a plus. But also businesses would be going, right, we haven't got cheap labour anymore now. What can we do? We can't pay people £30 an hour to produce this little widget. Do you know what we'll do? We'll borrow £1 million from the bank and we'll invest in technology. We'll invest in mechanisation. We'll buy machines to do it. So instead of 100 workers, we only need 4. But those 4 workers will be paid 50 grand each. That's how that works. So then all of a sudden our productivity increases because we've got rid of some of the cheap labour and the jobs that we create are now well-paid jobs, producing more. So those 4 people are producing exactly what 100 people were producing before, but now we're using machines and technology. That will increase our productivity. You can't base an economy on cheap foreign labour. Well, you can. You can do it for many decades, and that's what we've been doing. And look at the mess we're in now. Look at the mess we're in. Mass migration is behind, I would say, virtually all our problems. And the 1 or 2 problems it isn't behind, it is also making them worse anyway. Mass migration is a drug we're addicted to. It's a drug our crap, uneducated, ill-informed, incompetent politicians are addicted to. We have a problem. Well, do we want to spend a decade or 2 fixing it forever? Or should we put a sticking plaster on it in 6 months' time by importing a load more foreign nationals? Oh, I think we know their choice every single time. So they import, which causes more problems for the next government then to have to fix. And what do? They import some more to fix that problem. Then there's another problem. Can you see what's going on all the time? We import a load of nurses and doctors. But nurses and doctors also need nurses and doctors. So we have to import some more to cover the fact we've just imported 50,000 nurses. So we import some more nurses and doctors to look after them. But who's going to look after them? So we have to import more to look after the ones we imported, look after the ones we imported. But then the older ones get old. So they need social care. Oh, we need to import more foreign workers for the social care of the foreign nurses and doctors we imported 40 years ago. It's a Ponzi scheme. Eventually this country will sink under the weight of mass migration. We need to figure out our problems now. And it may involve us being slightly poorer. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with being slightly poorer if our streets are cleaner, our streets are safer, if we're paying less tax, if we've got more responsibility for ourselves and our family, if our culture's not dying, if we're not being racially abused in our own country. I can put up with all that if I'm slightly poorer. But we wouldn't be poorer. We would flourish. There'd be a boom in this country. There'd be a boom. That's what will happen. It'll just take 10 years for that boom to manifest itself. And no politician wants to wait 10 years. They want results tomorrow. So it looks good on Twitter. Poor politicians, poor country. A democracy always gets the politicians it deserves. And my God, we must deserve what we've got now. We need to be better citizens. We need to be better voters. And maybe then we'll have a better democracy. Please subscribe. See you soon.